now, from Ozarks First, you're watching Color 10 News at 6.
Federal investigators tonight want to slow the civil suits related to the Ride the Ducks tragedy, saying they could hurt the investigation. Good evening once again to you. I'm David Oliver.
And I'm Heather Lewis. Thanks for joining us here at 6. The process of discovery is ongoing in the civil cases filed by the families, and that's creating problems, according to investigators. In a Color 10 follow-up report tonight, Color 10's Colin Lingo joins us in the studio. And Colin, we're also learning more about who is being targeted in this probe.
We are. A court motion released today says 2 people specifically may be found to be, quote, negligent in this tragedy, and that civil lawsuits are possibly making it harder to get to the truth. It's been a little more than a month since 17 people died while riding the ducks on Table Rock Lake. And it was not long after the tragedy, families of those killed started filing lawsuits against Ride the Ducks and its owner, Ripley Entertainment. But for the first time since then, the U.S. District Attorney's Office of Western Missouri is confirming what many have already suspected. According to a document released on Wednesday, both the captain of the duck boat that sank, Duck Boat 7, and the captain of the duck boat that made it back that night, Duck Boat 54, are officially unindicted targets of this criminal investigation. But also the documents are requesting a stay against all of those lawsuits filed by victims' families.
You are not affiliated with the duck boat case at all.
Correct. To break down the reasons the document gives for this, we took the documents to Springfield-based defense attorney Adam Woody.
So essentially, the U.S. Attorney's Office, who would have jurisdiction over Taney County, southwest Missouri, is attempting to now intervene in the civil cases that are pending.
While Woody says this stay would certainly lengthen the amount of time this case spends in court,
it could take years, frankly.
He points out the document argues all evidence and witnesses collected in these lawsuits are virtually identical to what federal investigators are focusing on. Putting the lawsuits on pause would allow the investigation to go without interference.
They're just wanting to ensure that their witnesses or their officers, their investigating agencies, are the first people to question these witnesses, to get these witnesses statements under oath, and to ensure that they are reliable and consistent throughout the investigation.
But he says halting the civil cases would also prevent the defense team for Ripley from talking to those witnesses or accessing any of the evidence while the U.S. attorneys conduct their investigation.
The defense in the civil cases is going to want the evidence as soon as possible. And if the government tries to stay the case, I would anticipate the defense to try to have the cases dismissed by the court.
Now, according to the document, when told about the request for stay, many of the victims' families' attorneys asked for certain evidence to be, quote, carved out or set apart from the stay, making it available for deposition later on. The Ripley defense team, on the other hand, according to the document, has not opposed this stay request at all.
All right, Colin Lingo tonight.